Okay.
Hey, aloha, we are
There.
live. I am with Sanoe Burgess. She is the Business Development and Loan Officer at Alliance Commercial Finance. Woohoo!
Woohoo.
She's amazing. I wanted to introduce people to you because you are a young up and coming entrepreneur and you're helping people. You're absolutely amazing. Just good person,
Thank
good
you.
businesswoman, and like so stoked about what you're doing. So explain to the audience what you're doing. What do you do?
Sure, yeah. So at Alliance Commercial Finance, we specialize in business and real estate investment finance. So we help small business owners, entrepreneurs, and real estate investors get access to the financing they need to help them grow their business, um, start a marketing campaign, maybe hire on new people, purchase equipment, even purchase a storefront property, and then on the real estate investment side, help them grow and expand their real estate investment portfolios.
Love it. Absolutely awesome. So you specialize in small businesses. So what does that look like typically? Like who's your client base? And I know you talked about different scenarios. Maybe they're launching or they're getting real estate. So like, who are you looking for and how are you helping them?
Sure, yeah. Our term is like bread and butter, right? So our bread and butter is typically startups or small businesses. That the reason being is we know that small businesses and startups are typically the ones who are in need of funding and typically have the hardest time getting access to it, just because we know that banks are turning down 8 out of 10 loan requests on a day-to-day basis, and that's just because they have their standards that everyone needs to abide by in order to be considered. And, you need to have good cash flow, good credit, and collateral to even make it through the door. And so our goal is to kind of supplement or complement what the banks are already doing by helping those who might not qualify, might be fall into that 8 out of 10 that they have to unfortunately turn away. Um, and so that's why startups and small business owners, also the reason being is, again, our motto is we are entrepreneurs funding entrepreneurs. We've been there. Our story is kind of based upon that history of being in the trenches, being ready and willing to start a new venture, a new entrepreneurship, but kind of not knowing what options are out there because education regarding business and business finance is definitely not common knowledge. It's not something that's taught in high school. It's not something I learned in high school. And so, yeah, just wanting to work with small business and startup owners because, again, they're the ones who need the help and we identify with them. We see ourselves in them and can relate to them, and believe that they are the solution to kind of revitalizing Hawaii's economy, as we can see
Absolutely.
from 2020.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I agree with you. I believe, and this is why I love what you do. I really believe that our small business owners are the fabric of the community. They're the families, they hire families,
Yep.
and so important. That's why I started the group All Things Hawaii, and it's all about uh, being solution oriented for our local business owners. It's so hard to live here in Hawaii. Cost of living, cost of doing business is high, and yet if we support one another, that is what
Mm-hmm.
it's all about. And so I love it. We've found a community and surrounded ourselves with a community of people that want to support local and support our local businesses. So that is
Yes.
why I wanted to have you on board, Sanoe, because you are so in alignment with what I believe in and what we're doing. Yes, small businesses, yes, you are the fabric of our community. And so many times, I believe that our small business owners don't get the support and the uh, information that is so important. So, like you said,
Right.
so many of them get turned away for funding because they're not meeting a criteria, and that yet this is what Sanoe is all about. So Sanoe, you and your dad, it's a family run business, right? Tell us more background about you so we get to know your story.
Sure, yeah, maybe a background about the business and how we came to be. So
Yes.
again, we are entrepreneurs funding entrepreneurs. The reason behind that um, motto and saying for our company is because my dad, who is a lifelong serial entrepreneur, back in 2013 had an idea. He has lots of real estate and property, land management experience. He had a goal and idea to start a property management company. And back in 2013, he was under the assumption, like many business owners in Hawaii, that if you need access to capital to start up a company or grow your company, you can, go to one of the three banks that we have here. And if they say no, then maybe you have a grandma or auntie that you can ask. And if you don't have a grandma or auntie you can ask, or if they say no, then maybe you're out of luck. And then he met this gentleman just through networking. He met a gentleman from New York who introduced him to this whole world of non-traditional forms of financing, lending, investing, and understandably became very enthused by it, decided to learn a lot more, decided to get trained, and eventually start this company back in 2013 as a means to help him fund and eventually start his property management business. And then ended up being a good source of financing for many of his real estate investment clients through that company. That this company was always kind of just again like a side thing as a means to fund other businesses. And then in 2020, when there became just in the economy, on the personal side of things, just kind of everything came together where we saw an opportunity to revamp the company together. I finished up grad school in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic, and so it just kind of like all worked out. My dad and I make a pretty great team. So we decided to team up and revamp the company together. So I've taken on the role of business development officer. So I get to do fun things like this, reach out to you, Claire, and talk story, join different BNI groups and young professional, programs, all that kind of stuff to just get the word out there that this is what we're doing. That we are an option, that you don't need to just go to one of the three banks or ask grandma or auntie, that, there are other options out there for us entrepreneurs. And another big focus that we want to start, really honing in on is that educational piece. And so actually provided a link for a webinar registration. We hold monthly free educational webinars for entrepreneurs, business owners. We kind of split it up by topic and category. So this month will be specifically for business owners who are interested in learning more about business finance, the different types that are available out there. There's, a lot more than what plenty of people might be familiar with. What general terms and rates you would expect for each, and how to qualify for each of those. So whether it is cash flow, credit, or collateral. So that's kind of our background story. That's what we do and why we do. That's why we want to work with small business owners, and that's why we believe in the educational piece of business finance.
I love it. Yes. So for those of you that don't know, Sanoe is hosting an event tomorrow, like she mentioned, and you can register, use the link, and she has them every month. So valuable, like insider scoops, guys. So that's where it's at. Yeah, check it out. She's bringing the scoops for us. So love it. And any words of advice, because you're saying the statistics are against them. So people, and I hear it all the time, that they go in for these business loans thinking, oh, I'm going to get it, I have good credit, whatever, my business is solid, and they end up getting turned away for a variety of reasons. So number one is you are not alone, right? Because like you said, the statistics are they get turned away. But share with us, like you said, it's businesses funding businesses. So there's another component. You're not traditional, like the traditional businesses. It's a little different. You have access. And so share with us why the statistics are probably better with going with you if they've been turned away.
Sure. Yeah. The reason why we're able to typically work with those who might not qualify with a traditional bank or lender is that, again, typically, right, you're required to have good credit, good cash flow, and collateral to even be considered by a bank. We can look at, potentially two of those options. So maybe you're a startup business or small business who hasn't quite established that cash flow just yet. We have, credit specific options that we can look into to help you get maybe some lines of credit. Maybe you don't have the best credit. Maybe you've been in business for the past 3 to 4 years, and typically what we see time and time again is business owners have kind of overutilized and used up all of their personal credit, right? So their credit is kind of strung out. So maybe you don't have the best credit. That's when we can look into cash flow options or collateral options if you have real estate to put up, or equipment that you can utilize for an equipment loan or something like that. So we're a little bit more flexible with the standards that we require to work with us. So we can, again, catch kind of those who would otherwise fall within the cracks. And yeah, so that's kind of why working with us is a little bit easier. Also, working with someone like us, someone who is both a lender and a broker, we can point you in the right direction, as opposed to what I've seen some people kind of going off on their own and trying to figure it out. It's not impossible, but it can, take up a lot of time and energy of gathering all this type of paperwork just to find out that, oh, I don't qualify for an SBA loan because I haven't been in business for 3+ years, like simple bits of information and knowledge that business owners should know in order to kind of understand, all right, here are my options according to what credit, cash flow, and collateral I have, how long I've been in business, what my household income is, all that kind of stuff.
Yes,
so we can help kind of guide them in the right direction.
I love it. I love it, Sanoe. So I hear from what I gather is that you are totally here as a resource for small businesses. You're educating them every month for free with your trainings and giving them insider information. And then on top of that, you are, I feel like you're very, like you said, flexible and creative. You come up with probably like, okay, if this is where your shortfall is, let's take a look at that. And so you'll creatively look at their business and see where their strengths are and play on their strengths, basically. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right.
And just real quick to add to that, sorry, we do have one program that has been just a really well-performing program. So you're talking about strengths, but even if you do have not the best credit, or you've overutilized your personal credit, a big thing, a tip, I didn't really add my tip from the last question, but a tip that I like to give all business owners is separating out your personal from your business finances. So stop overutilizing your personal credit cards. Save that for personal things, like for your kids, for buying a house, or taking out car loans. And you have a whole entity, your business, under your LLC or corporation, you have your EIN that has its own credit score. That is a whole new avenue to get access to business finance and business credit. So separating out your personal from your business credit is super invaluable and can save you lots of headache and stress down the road, and make you more financeable, so you can be more eligible to receive financing at better rates and terms.
Love it. Awesome. Very good. Any other closing remarks, Sanoe? Because we're going to see you tomorrow at your events. Any other?
I realized that I didn't say the time. Tomorrow we'll be meeting on Zoom, so Tuesday, 10/26 at 4 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So if you are able to join, would love to see you there. If you aren't able to join, but 4 p.m., 4 p.m. just doesn't work for you, but you are interested in learning about business finance and how to qualify, please still click on the link and register. I'll be sending out the recording to everyone who registers, and whoever wants the information will receive it. Yeah.
Yes, love it. So your service is for people here throughout Hawaii, right? All the islands.
all the islands, and we also have clients throughout the all 50 states, so even on the American continent as
Oh,
well.
all right.
Yeah.
So
Actually, some of
anyone,
our attendees will be joining us if they stay up late enough from New York.
wow,
Yeah.
awesome. Love it. All righty. Thank you, Sanoe. Thanks
All
for
right.
being here. Thanks for sharing your manao today.
All right. Thanks
Aloha.
so much, Claire. Appreciate it. Kuya.